All right, so we are getting ready to go live here. Please make sure you go ahead and throw in the comments, where are you tuning in from? What part of the world are you tuning in from? If it's your first time here with us, welcome. We're excited to have you. We're on the last day of the 5-day challenge. Been having a great time meeting y'all and speaking with you individually around your success, your struggles, your plan, and all the great things associated with really jumping into this digital world, digital citizen status of learning and growing and helping others at the same time. So go ahead and throw in the comments if you are returning from yesterday or a few days ago, if you're a first timer here, if you just found out about the challenge, you just found out today, and you're planning on joining our next complete challenge the following week after this coming up one here, we'd love to know. And I'm just going to make a quick adjustment here on my streaming to make sure I have everybody here. A couple housekeeping reminders. If you want to engage with us, you're on the Zoom, but you want to share your feedback, comments, ask questions, go ahead and go to the facebook.com/high-level-reviews. You can comment on the live stream there. If you are on YouTube, you can go ahead and comment on YouTube, and we will absolutely respond back and engage with you back. If you're on LinkedIn, we're also live on LinkedIn, on Instagram. Sometimes on Instagram, it's a little hard because when we share the screen, Instagram, the screen's just not big enough to see everything, but you're more than welcome to tune in there if you're on the run. And if you have not yet, definitely visit gohighlevel.com/events. We have so many events coming up here. Specifically, in July, we have our mastermind. So you definitely want to see what that's all about if you're new to High Level, or if you've been around and just not to one of those events. And then October is our biggest event, the High Level Level Up event, both of which are amazing. And many of our beginners that start with us that attend these events end up accelerating, whether through its relationships, training, or just motivation, being around other like-minded high levelers. So we'd love to see you and have you there. And we are going to get started here in a quick minute. Pull this part up here. And where is my live stream? Pull this part up here for the live stream. Okay, got it. Perfect. Bring this up. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here in a quick second. Move this, and we're going to get over here, slideshow. All right. Okay. So what we covered this week was a whole lot of everything. We covered understanding the AI executive assistant, AI insert your industry assistant, AI chat assistant, AI superhuman assistant, whatever you prefer to call it. That is your offer, the name of your offer. And what we're doing here is we're helping small to medium-sized businesses, professionals, independent business owners, really streamline the communication that is coming from their website traffic, their social media traffic, no matter the time of day. So if somebody comes out to ask a question, the AI chat assistant responds immediately with the answers provided and trained upon. So this tool is designed to help busy business owners, whether they're short on staff or they need to move staff around to handle other parts of the business. It's designed to handle the tedious, basic questions that come up every day for that business. And I just want you to think about what some of those could be. Could be hours of operation. Could be, do you work with so-and-so type of vehicle? Do you offer this type of service? Can you confirm if my insurance is accepted? Do you offer care credit? Do you offer evening hours? Whatever the question might be around the service or business operations, This AI assistant will answer it as long as we feed it that information and the resources. Then we talked about the setup day. And we talked about the setup day with you're obviously getting, whether it's the co-label where you're keeping the high-level branding a part of it, or what most people do is the white label, where it's high levels completely removed. It's your domain name and it's your branding, your look and feel. And we've set up the conversation AI so that way you understand how it gets set up quickly. You're using it for your business. And we also set up your AI website so that way you can drive traffic to your AI assistant website that has information about your offer. And you're able to give a demo of what this AI assistant does for your business so they could see the potential it could do for their business. So essentially, so far in what I've gone over, we've built the foundation of a new business or a new service line in your existing business. And that's based on the offer and the technical setup, both handled in day 1 and day 2. Then in day 3, we got into the prospecting and sales training, and we really went in depth on how do we leverage and build upon existing quality relationships, maybe relationships that haven't been activated, or people that haven't been spoken to in maybe 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, or even 2 years. How do we re-engage that? How do we leverage social media, in-person networking, as well as our phone contacts and email contacts? What's the best way to go about that? And in this prospecting and sales training, we also went over leveraging ChatGPT by creating storylines. So ChatGPT understands truly what you want to get to your prospects' ears or eyes, so that way it comes off authentic and human-like. And we did a few examples of that. And we went over some scripts and some conversation frameworks that we ultimately said, you got to make it your own. These are just a structure for you to work with. And while doing that, we saw that, the audience really started to build, some excitement and momentum. And then we also saw that people were like, oh man, I got to sell this. Right. So there was a blend. And overall, I just want you to know that you don't need to be a sales guru. You don't need to be a hardcore salesperson to position this. You just have to know what it does, the power of it, how it's designed to help small to medium-sized businesses, and then be a beginner or work to advance yourself with your storytelling. Maybe sharing some examples, maybe sharing some of your experiences, maybe creating it to be easily pictured, of here, could you imagine this? Or let's try this. Do you see how this works? Right? Just getting the message across organically. And then that is creating an interest in the mind to say, well, John, this sounds good. How much does it cost? Or sounds expensive, right? Getting those clues of somebody now asking, well, tell me more about how it works money-wise. And what lifting do I need to do if I decide to try this out? And then we spoke about fulfillment, right? So now, we built our system, we built our offer, we're out and about prospecting, we're meeting new people, and then people are saying, hey, I want to buy, or hey, I want a beta, or hey, let's get started, passing on referrals. So we went over yesterday how to bring this machine for your new customer to life. So we went over installing the snapshot. We went over installing the features, turning things on, adjusting the settings. All the settings associated we went over yesterday, all of which you can rewatch if you missed it or you didn't get to see it at all. Ever. Like this is your first time hearing about this. I recommend you go to the most recent recordings, and that is available within the Facebook group. There's a featured section on the top, and you can see day 1, 2, 3, 4, and then today, day 5 will be there as well. Watch the ones from this week, and that will give you pretty much everything you need to know. And then jump into the course. If you're a first timer arriving, jump into the course, and my colleague Haplin will also share the product setup and his perspective to support maybe a style that you guys, may see, oh, I like how he presented it, or I can use both of these styles. So that's pretty much a recap. Today, we're going to be going in more detail on retention and ascension. And again, if you're new here, or if you just haven't had a chance to really, kickstart this 5-day challenge, I find, in the last couple of these challenges that a lot of people will come across the live based on their algorithm searches. So then they find the live going on, they tune in, they like it, but they just start procrastinating on actually doing the challenge full on. They're consuming all the information. And if that's you, that's fine. But I challenge you to sign up for our next challenge coming up at the end of the month, for you to really get in with the 30-day trial and put your software on the market to help your local small to medium-sized businesses. As always, if you're an existing customer and you're joining us, thank you so much. We appreciate you. And we're excited that you're considering adding this feature into your service offering, or into how your business does business. So whether you're, client facing only, you're not planning to sell it, we hope that this information helps you get it started and positions it to be used well. Okay. So, one thing that we went over here, and I think it's important just to have it a visual, is the gateway to the expansion, right, method that we spoke about. This model is our gateway offer, is our AI assistant, right? Maybe I just want to try it out for a month. I'm interested to learn more, but I'm just a little weary, or I'm not too techy. And then that becomes a monthly recurring revenue, right? Where they say, I'm going to keep using it. I like it. Month over month, it becomes that core offer of them saying, hey, I like it. Bill me on the 14th of each month. I'm all in, and it's working. And the goal on that is to start adding additional services to complement the AI executive assistant, the AI chat assistant, the AI chatbot, whatever you prefer to call it. It's the AI conversation at the end of the day where you're not manually doing it. And maybe they say, hey, look, I need help with getting more reviews. I need help with my social media. I just need help organizing my contacts and when's the right time to send an email? I hear about text message marketing, just all these different components. You're able to add those as additional services, in which this now becomes the expansion offer. And now your, let's say, $197 a month AI assistant has evolved, tumbled into $497 a month. And then they say, hey, I want more. Becomes $797 a month. Hey, we're looking to expand, add a few more locations to our business. And it goes all the way up to 5K and beyond, right? I get to meet many high levelers every day, hear different stories, and we have high levelers that are working with franchises by the dozen and by the couple hundred, if not more. And the most powerful part is that they're using the same features that everyone has access to within the high level community. And what really sets them apart from maybe someone who is not having that same success or that same customer base is really the storytelling, the understanding of the feature, that it has a measurable impact on the business they're working with, and then the communication and consistency of building upon that relationship. And if you can combine those three with a great product, you are on an amazing path of entrepreneurship, but most importantly, helping people, and as a byproduct of that, making a great living. And we hope that High Level helps you do that. We invite you to lean in on our education team, on our trainings, on our communities, and all of that will start to create the momentum you're looking for. If you have not yet had a chance, definitely make your way to my live demo. This is my AI chatbot that I've created for all of you all to see how yours will look like once you install the snapshot, once you set up the settings. I invite you to experience that. If you've already created yours, though, go ahead and throw your link in the chat. Throw your link in the chat. Let me see what yours looks like. Maybe you made some new edits to colors, to wording, to style. What's great about what we built within High Level under the websites tab for this offer website is that you can plug and play as you want, add some photos, colors, text. as needed. So I'm interested to see what yours looks like. This is the link if you haven't jumped on it yet or seen it. And once you install the snapshot, yours will be available for others as well. So today we're going to be talking about KPIs, right? We're going to be talking about KPIs. And those KPIs are important because, when you start to exchange money for service, sometimes things go great and sometimes things get weird. And what I mean by that is that if you're selling a service for a couple $100 or more, and your customer doesn't quite understand what it's doing for them, well, then believe it or not, it's going to always be top of mind to them. And they're going to always ask, what am I paying for? What am I paying for? What am I paying for? Why am I paying this? What does it do? What are they doing for me? What are they doing for me? And then others will ask them, what is this for? What is this for? Why? You always have to be prepared to answer that, right? And what I like to do in my past experiences, put all the whys and the answers out front and about, right? So when I get started with a client, I'm definitely making sure that I'm explaining what the offer is, what the program does, what control they have, our times we're going to meet, and then how we're going to measure that success day over day, week over week, month over month. And once we establish that, we're able to prepare for ascension. We're able to create a roadmap of future goals and services that you believe, based on your strategy, on your education, on your experience, will help them grow their business. And at the end of the day, when we say grow your business, we really mean make a measurable monetary impact on your bottom line, right? A customer that's paying something wants to see either more customers from it, feedback, or referrals from it. So everything we do, we have to keep that top of mind. And that ascension plan, the great thing is that within High Level, we have all the features and systems within it to be able to give them that experience. And then last, we're going to speak about the retention, right? So, we're bringing on one customer, maybe we're fast track it to 5, that becomes 15. Before you know, we broke 100. Before you know it, we broke 100. Right now, after breaking 100, we have a gold award winner plaque from High Level for breaking 100 accounts. Then we get another 100, and you start to say, wow, how did this happen, right? You follow the system, you gave good service, and you had a good product. So I want you to be prepared of the potential. So let's talk about what those KPIs look like at this beginner level of your AI assistant service. So I want you to remember here, and I want you to just keep in mind that when you install this AI chat assistant, it's designed to engage and capture unidentified traffic that maybe go to the website from any source, whether it's organic, paid ads, existing customers, email marketing, print media, whatever it is. They go to the website. When they go to the website, they're going to see the AI call to action on the bottom right. It's going to have a message that catches their eye. They're going to ask it a question. They're going to share their information, and that's going to create new contacts. It's going to create new contacts. So that's a great KPI to work off of. John, we launched this a week ago. I would love some feedback from you. Excellent. Thank you for sharing that feedback. I love to share with you that while doing my checkup from the neck up, looks like you've brought in 75 new contacts, and you've had 75 new conversations. And while working with the team, I noticed that 25 of those conversations converted into new appointments. And the remaining 25 ended up becoming inquiries, and it looks like 2 purchases happened. Did you know that? I know you're running around. I just want to make sure you were aware of those conversations that were happening. And then as you go that discovery, consultative, just trying to make sure you're aware of what's going on route, they may say, no, I had no clue. I actually was on vacation. I was away from the office, or I wasn't nearby. My team pretty much handles everything. Oh, I'm not really involved in the business as much day to day. So it's important that you're obviously sharing this with them. And then if that's the case where they're not really in tune with the business day to day, they don't seem impressed. It's then at that point for you, from a retention standpoint, to really identify who is the daily user, who is that person that should be included in addition to the owner. Who else should be included? Maybe it's the manager that handles the day-to-day operation. Maybe it's the son or daughter or brother or sister or wife or friend or whoever is handling the CRM, the communications, the billing. All of those different areas, you want to start to connect a human being to it so you can include them in either the emails, the looms, or the conversations. But these are your KPIs, and these KPIs are pretty straightforward. There are many different ways to slice these KPIs up to get a little bit more detailed, but I just want you to look at it as contacts, new conversations. You can go a little bit more in depth in the conversations and see what it resulted into, or you could just see that there's conversations and then show that there's appointments booked by going to the calendar section or the invoice section. So you have all that flexibility, and it's important to know that the adoption within the first 30 days is key, that they are using this, because if they don't use the calendar feature within high level, well, then they can't book appointments. If they're not checking the conversations tab daily, well, then they're not going to see the results. So all of that is important in the first 30 days of them adopting the software. And as we start to, highlight those KPIs and, your customer starts to see the success from those KPIs or becomes more aware that, oh, wow, this is working, we can then start to share our Ascension plan. So, when you meet with your client, I want you to be comfortable. I want you to be comfortable with preparing your next conversation agenda, right? So every time we speak to our client, we should be forward thinking. We should be planning on their behalf. We should be implementing our services and features, our experience into their day-to-day with what we're managing or helping them with. And just at least bring that to the table, and then they can determine where they want to go from there. But if you don't bring new ideas to the table, you don't look at their business from your experience, well, then you're just going to end up having the one service, and that one service may get canceled over time because someone else came in with that same service but added more strategy, more opportunity, or painted a better picture. So storytelling, planning, and additional conversations are important. And here are some examples of how you could help with that roadmap building, that Ascension plan building. Look at our social media planner, right? Our social media planner, and I'm going to share my screen as we go through this, so I can kind of just walk you through a few things as we see this. So with our social media planner, it's under the marketing tab. And, top part here, we click on social media planner. Want to make sure that we're connecting all the profiles, or, let's say we give them a beta. Let's say, hey, look, I would love for you for the next 30 days to experience our social media planner. So we connect their profiles. We have some options with uploading, social posts, review and approving them, some templates, and our content AI creation, right? And you're able to, as you do this, you're able to now, and let me go to a different account here. Bear with me 1 second so you could see this fully live. As you are giving them this beta, you'll be able to show your expertise, your creativity, and let them see what the potential is. Because sometimes not everybody's going to be like, oh, okay, I'll pay an extra $100 for that. You leave it up to an imagination, they may not be excited about it. So show and tell. Show and tell. Okay. So as we go here, we have our accounts connected here. You're able to show them the posts that are pre-scheduled, right? So these are the recent posts. You're able to see future posts that are scheduled out, right? All the captions, just like you would normally do on the scheduler on Meta, LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitter, or X, you could do here. And it shows you the failed posts, it shows you the drafts, the approvals, any recurring posts. You have so much flexibility here. And what this does is it really builds their imagination into action. Oh, I could do that. Oh, that's the hardest part for me. And John, look at this. All of your posts can be pre-scheduled out. So that way you know exactly what's going to go out. You're going to know exactly what needs to be changed. And you are planning ahead, so you're not having to worry about doing it day by day and it taking a lot of time to do it. And that's the most important about this, Mrs. Customer, is that you're telling a story to your audience in which it will create engagement, and they'll visit your website. Then they'll have questions about your product. Then they'll end up engaging in a conversation on your AI assistant. Your AI assistant will give them the answer they want when they want it. And then that evolves into a customer, into a loyal customer. And now you're getting referrals. And their referrals are doing the same thing. They're doing their research on social media. They're seeing that you have a clean, crisp social media presence. They're then engaging with you on social media, getting to your website, conversating with your AI chat assistant, becoming a customer or at least a loyal follower. And then when they become a customer, they refer. So when you give great service, the referral process becomes autopilot. And most customers do the same thing that the previous customers did. Let me research, let me check their social media, let me go to their website, let me ask a question, let me book an appointment, or let me buy online. So that's how this works together. Okay. The next service that you can ascend to, is the websites and funnels. That's located under the sites section. And with the funnels, let me go to my account here. With the funnels, you're able to create a funnel from scratch or from a template. And you're able to share with them, hey, look, you're running some events. Let's put a funnel together to drive traffic to those specific events so they get that specific information quickly. We'll add our AI chat assistant to it to answer those questions immediately, as well as we'll add social media to it as well to help you promote it. And then we're going to help you fill up your event based on all these moving parts. Or maybe it's a new service launch. Whatever it is, the funnel creates an easy way for a visitor who may not want to know everything about the business, but just that one service or one event. They can experience a funnel, and that funnel will start with a landing page. It'll then lead into an event sign-up page or a appointment scheduling page. Then that will evolve into a thank you page. And you're able to create variations of those pages to A/B test accordingly. And the power of that is that these can be created very quickly, but they're very adaptable where you can do your own graphics, you can create your own content, put it on there, and go live. That's great for one-off events, book launches, new services, web ads pointing to it. But there's also a need for websites. And what you'll find is that a lot of websites are outdated, that they're complicated. They're not really telling a formal story about the business or sharing highlights of what they offer. And all what people expect from a small, medium-sized business to have like large businesses. So maybe they have a website that's from like 1999 with old information on it. Maybe the company that built their website locked them out, but the website's still up, but they don't have control. So you may need to come in and make a website for them. You could do so here. This could be part of your offering. You go into high level, you click on new website from blank or from templates. Pick the industry as a guide, and then go ahead and customize using sites like Canva, Adobe Photoshop, clip art, etc., and make this personalized to their business. Charge a nominal fee for designing it, charge a monthly recurring fee for maintaining it, include some incentives around updates, and then you could evolve into additional services for add-ons. And this could be an additional core service that you add on for your client. And again, it's just not about filling up the shopping cart. Absolutely not. It's not just about filling up the shopping cart. It's about filling up their pipeline. It's about filling up their conversations tab with people that want help, that find them now, that want to do business with them. And because they've been doing it in such an antiquated, old school way, or maybe they fired somebody that was handling it, or maybe they just started out fresh from scratch and started their business, they may not know or they don't know how to do this themselves. And you've come across, whether it's as a referral or a cold outreach, and they lean on you to help them get everything up, right? So let me see what else we have here. Next thing we have here is our reputation management. You know, one of the most important parts about just life in general is reputation. Reputation plays a big part in life. And although, you know, people make mistakes and sometimes not everybody has all the right answers and the experiences don't always match to what the expectation is, businesses get it harder. Businesses get hit harder when they make a mistake. Businesses get destroyed when people go out of their way to tell a real experience of what might have happened to them, which is maybe isolated, or an exaggerated experience because of their frustration, because of just what they prefer to do. And no matter what, in both situations, a mistake is a mistake, and the business ends up taking the hit because the bad review that they share in multiple areas, but most importantly right now in Google, just tears their reputation apart. And you can easily find out who's going through this. Unfortunately, when you find out who's going through this, they might be already out of business. But if you go through Google, you sort the local business listings by reviews, and you find a business with a low review and they pick up the phone, maybe you start with the AI reception, or maybe you start with the reputation manager, whatever you decide to start with to strike a conversation's on you. But whether they say it or not, they need help with their reputation. And it's whether they know it or not, it is making a negative impact because they aren't getting a lot of calls, because they would never know if they're missing out on calls because no one's calling them in the bunches that they normally would. So you don't know what you don't know. But it's your job, it's your responsibility, it's your part of your business model that you should say, hey, look, you may or may not be feeling this or seeing this. But if you're not receiving a consistent flow of people at least curious, not even interested, curious about what you offer, and there are only a select few people that offer your type of service in your market, then you're losing out because of a leaky bucket. And that leaky bucket could be because of the reputation and the comments that are out in the internet about you. So here's what I've done. I've put together a marketing audit that goes over your reviews, that goes over your current online presence, right? And I know you're loving our AI chat assistant. I know it's working great for you, but I want to show you something now to improve those reviews that you're getting, right? Because after we spoke the last couple of times, you've made some big changes in your business and you are seeing new reviews trickle in, just not at the pace you want. So I want to show you our reputation management tool, which allows you to increase reviews by sending out review requests one by one, whether it's through email or text, within one area. You're able to track the result of those review requests, who it was sent to, how it was sent, the status of it, and any retries. And our system will retry in an organic, respectful cadence, so that way they're not getting new requests every day, bothering them. So we'll set that up for you to organically follow up. And then what'll happen is you'll start to see those reviews come in here and be able to respond to those reviews, whether it's directly or through our AI tool that does it for you. You'll then be able to take those positive reviews, and we'll create a widget to put on your website that you could go ahead and showcase those positive reviews. And then most importantly, because reputation fuels your search engine optimization, we also want to make sure that we're helping you with your name, address, phone number, where it's listed, those sites with reviews on it, getting some good quality referrals from other popular websites, and making sure we're getting rid of any duplicate entries out there about your business that may have some wrong information on it. And this is all done through here within your portal that you have now. And what's really nice about this is that, we have our setup that we do for our clients. And we like to set it up where the reviews get automatically answered and responded to on your behalf. So we'll add that auto response. And then we'll set up some settings around that. We'll then add your Google business page link. We'll add your Facebook business page. And then we could even add another site or two that you would like to drive reviews to, right? Now we have a cadence that we recommend where we'll just drive traffic to one profile first to build up those reviews, and then we'll then drive them maybe sometime later on to another profile with an incentive to also leave a review there. But this is where you'll have full visibility. You'll be able to drive it on your own, or you can have us drive it with you, depending on the level of service you decide to purchase. And, all of what I'm explaining to you now outside of this role play here is how you need to sound and feel comfortable, confident in your style to share the show and tell, right? No one likes to be sold based on price. No one likes to be convinced. We just have to share. This is the magic it does. We use it ourselves, and I would love to show you how you can use it as well as we're on this journey together of building up your business, your reputation, and put it, let's say 80% autopilot. 80% autopilot, and then you could determine how involved you want to be. And what you'll love about it is that you may not want to be as involved because you're super busy or you have other things going on for the business, and maybe you want to have a staff member handle this all together. They'll have access as well. So I want to show you how we use it in our business, right? It's only right that we show you how we use it. This will give you a little bit of a better example on how, we set some goals for our invites. We showcase here, how many reviews we received, our sentiment of our reviews. What's that tone sound like? What is the review response look like? Gives us some information about our rating, our online listings, our basic search engine optimization listings, our trends for invitations. Maybe some months we're a little lower because of customer base, or maybe we forget, right? There's so much flexibility here that if you don't put it on autopilot, the numbers could drop a little bit. Our review trends around different types of reviews we're getting. We have our latest reviews, our reviews that were posted. And what's nice about this is that we're able to really showcase this, respond back, and have everything in one area, so we're not going to different profiles. So I really hope that this helps you see how we use it and how we would love for you to use it. This was that widget I was sharing with you that we make it look really nice. We make it easy for someone to leave a review from the website. And then we have some different formats on how you can make it look. And then our SEO listings platform that we also use We make sure that our business is in all the right areas, including Google Business Profile, Alexa, Facebook, Apple, Yelp, Bing, all the sites that whether customers go directly or not, the search engine respects it enough to look at it as an authority. And if the information's wrong there, it's most likely wrong other places. So we want to make sure that you're on these core sites that Google and other search engines recognize as the source of truth. So with that being said, what are your thoughts on implementing this into your business in addition to the conversation AI and the social media planner that we just added 2 weeks ago? Are you ready to get this done too? Right? And these are some ways, folks, getting out of the role play, these are some ways that you have to start to show, tell, build upon what you're doing, and then leave it to them to make the decision. We never want to feel like we're twisting their arm. We never want to feel like we're convincing them, because that's a short-term loan. That's a short-term win. We want it to be, here's everything you need to know, and here's every reason why it's the best reason to implement it now. Let's partner up and do it together. Let's partner up and do it together, right? So that's that example there. I hope that helps really bring to life the Ascension approach. Again, my way is one way, your way is another way. There are many amazing people within the high-level community that are offering coaching calls, that offer training programs, that do workshops with us, and they have their style too. I think the biggest thing for you to keep in mind is, what's my tone? What's my voice look like? Where am I at with expertise? Where am I at with excitement around the feature product? And then do I have a structure and a way to consume this information and share it out consistently? See, the biggest thing when I was learning how to do my sales positioning, when I worked at other companies and then when I had my own, was I got to be consistent, because I'm just winging this all the time and I'm saying different things, and some are accurate, some are not, some changed, some didn't, and I'm just kind of spreading myself thin. So when you have your talk track and you have maybe your one sheet that you use and you're working off of, it starts to become muscle memory, whether you're showing it or telling it. And the questions that you ask should also be consistent, but maybe tweaked a bit around the business industry and their current state at the moment. But the foundation is there. And the foundation is what truly, truly builds upon what you want to do with your business and attracting new customers. So if you found value with that, if me walking you through this, if you seeing the different ways to position it, if some of my lyrics and ways of explaining it are helping you understand it just a little bit better, that's a win for you and for me. Go ahead and throw it in the chat. Please let me know what your feedback is. And that'll help us tremendously in your journey and in my journey here, teaching other amazing folks like yourself. So when we discuss retention and we go over retention, it's obviously all about staying connected. Today, more than ever, the trust factor has reduced, and the sales pitches and sales outreaches and the salespeople of trying to position a new product or service has increased. So if you're not talking to your customer, or at least staying in contact with them with email marketing, newsletters, short videos talking about the trends, sharing maybe some short webinars on what's new or how to grow their business, well, then you're getting disconnected more and more every day. And the more disconnected you are is the more opportunity someone else has to get connected. So you want to make sure you're giving value, whether it's one to many or one to small group. You determine what you're able to provide, but at the very least, record some content and get it out. Get it out to your list. Get it out to your beta clients. Get it out to your paying customers. Get it out to your prospects. Create content and teach and share others. And what will happen is I'll be able to see your personality like you're having a chance to see mine. And if there's any synergies between us, you'll do business with me like they'll do business with you. And then obviously coaching. You may find a knack for spending time with people just a little bit more than what they expect. And then using that coaching experience to learn as you go, or also upselling into more aggressive growth plans for their business. Maybe you spend an hour every 2 weeks with your customer because they really want to get prepared to expand their business to 10 trucks, 50 employees, and they have a goal of reaching $5 million a year. Then you're spending more time, you're invested more in the business, then you need to have a plan and a process to do that. And remember, no one ever just comes into a business and say, hey, I want to, spend a ton of money with you and I want to grow my business to be the biggest in the area. They usually stop in out of curiosity. Maybe they share some of the problems, they feel you out, and then they start to open up and say, hey, look, this is what I want to do. Can you help me? Or do you know someone who can? And keeping that in mind, all of this should be happening from a retention standpoint of overly communicating, being in contact, sharing your energy, sharing some videos, talking about what's new, making sure they're well, whether it's through text, email, social message, within the first 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks are crucial. Then you could dial it down into a cadence, And that starts maybe with a check-in phone call, maybe a check-in text, and then an email nurture campaign around the product, maybe product use, ways to optimize the AI chat assistant, ways to be more creative with finding out, different ways to train the AI assistant. You get to determine what that email nurture campaign is. And here's the power of it. You have YouTube as a guide to see inspiration. You can see the trending videos. You can get inspiration from that. You have ChatGPT that can help you create these in mass, and you personalize it. You make it your own style. You have the high-level community, which shares many, many ways to grow your business and your service offerings. And then you have our workshops and our other education options. So you have enough for you to be fully in sync with what's going on and what's relevant in the industry. And I think it's important here, to make sure you know how to get into the how to show the progress. So here's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to walk you through how to show progress within your account. And let's just say, for example, we're on our weekly check-in or bi-weekly check-in. And I'm going to say to you, hey, John, you got a bunch of messages coming in, which is great. And what I'm noticing here is that with these messages, we're getting new questions that are being asked that are having some hard time being answered. So we need to get those answers in the system. But I'm also noticing that people do have extensive back and forth conversations, and we may need to expand upon how many messages that will allow the bot to go back and forth. So we'll change those settings. And what you'll be able to see here is that I've been going in here and marking off some of these responses as good and bad. We've been training your bot as we go. And, today you've had three conversations. The 13th, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 conversations. The 12th, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 conversations. And, over the course of the last week, you had 50 conversations, right? You had 50 conversations, which is 50 more than you had before because we didn't have a system in place. So just look back. Just look back that before this, you just would get contact form emails. You had nothing else, no other way of communicating. So this already is building upon that gap that we found. And over the last 2.5 weeks, you've had a total of 844 conversations. 844, right? 844. And what's nice about this is that you can search. You can search by name. by information here as needed, you'll be able to search and go through what questions and what was asked and what was going on. So what I want to do here, since you're getting so many conversations, I want to drive your attention to our opportunities tab. So since we've launched your program, we've had 120 appointments booked. We've had 120 appointments booked. I've been working with your team on dispositioning this, but I think we need to spend a little bit more time on training them again, because out of the 120, only 18 of them were attended. So I think there might be some gaps here on where the disposition may not be 100%, but we'll get that squared away. The good news is that recently we had 2 verbal yeses, and it looks like we've had 4 sales come in already from this, which is amazing. So again, you didn't have this before, so there wasn't this visibility. Does that mean that you might have been missing out on sales the last couple of years? Yes. But does it mean that now that you have this, it'll be better? Absolutely. Absolutely. And based on what you were sharing with me, you also mentioned that you have a new service coming in. So we'll create another opportunity for you, another pipeline for you, so we can add opportunities. So we'll add another pipeline here, and then we can have those opportunities fill into that one based on that new expansion to your business. Right? So our overall goal here, John, is every 2 weeks that we meet, it's for you to see and know what progress we're having. So I showed you, the conversations that are coming in. We just went over the status of those conversations and how they became a booked appointment, how they became attended appointments, how they became verbal yeses, and how many became sales, right? Based on your team adjusting the status. But I believe it's important for you to have your admin team also go through the actual appointments one by one. So I've put together this here. So if you go to the calendars and then appointments tab, you'll be able to actually see all the appointments that were booked and their status. And you can go in and make adjustments and see where they came from, as well as the status of it at the moment. So there's a lot of visibility here for you, but I definitely recommend that you have someone on your team go through all of these appointments, because sometimes we miss things. It happens. I've seen it over and over. Never on purpose. It's just everyone's busy. But this is a nice setup where you can see all your appointments. Okay. That's pretty much what I have here. Oh, I did want to share with you that since we last spoke, we did start building out your social media planner campaign. We did start connecting your profiles. So we got that rolling. And then when we spoke after that, we did the reputation manager. So we have that campaign going. While I do have you, I wanted to discuss with you the opportunity of maybe exploring creating a new website for your new location, your new franchise location that you're about to launch. And we could set up a time to go in further, but I did want to just show you what that might look like. I created a template for you already, for you to see some of the inspiration that I had, and maybe that you can connect with that as well. Right? So we'll end the role play there, the example, the walkthrough. Throw in the chat what your feedback, what your opinion, what your takeaway, maybe what you would have done a little different, what you maybe would have said that I didn't say. Maybe you would have showed something else, or said it a little slower, a little faster, a little bit more, with a little bit more oomph. I would love to know that, because I believe not only will you be sharing with me your style, your nuggets, but you're sharing with those that are tuning in. You're sharing with those that are maybe watching this replay. And I believe the biggest advantage to doing a challenge like this is from learning with each other and from each other. So definitely throw that in the comments. Let me know how you would have maybe displayed it, or maybe you're super experienced and you already have a set way that works perfectly to explain it, right? Awesome. Let's keep it moving here, right? Last, I want to show you an important part that you as an AI marketing agency should consider, you as a business owner should consider. And then if you're serving clients, which most of us on this call will be serving clients, you want to show them how to do this as well. And that feature that I'm referring to is within the high-level contacts. Within the high-level contacts, you go to open up a contact, you go to the far right, and this is the activity. This is the standard where it shows up, defaults to. But the first part I want to show you is the tasks. And this task might be the tasks for you to take care of on behalf of your customer. So I had a meeting with this client. Because I had a meeting, I had a conversation around blogs and website proposal. They said, hey, send me a proposal on it. I'm making a reminder for a staff member to go ahead and start this proposal process that we have internally. Right? And let's say, for example, I have like a AI voice recorder note taker. So let's say, for example, my note taker sends me an email with the transcript or the transcript link. I'll go ahead and take that transcript or transcript link. I'll create a new note and I'll add that transcript link here. Maybe I'll add some of my personal notes. Right? Personal notes, observations, be aware of. And then I add additional information here. And this is all designed to have a clear conversation log of what's going on with this client. So therefore, if it's a VA, if it's a staff, a manager, yourself, just yourself plus one helper, you can know exactly where you left off with this client, what needs to be done. And that is the power of tasks, reminders, action items to complete, whether it's for you or for a team member, and notes to plug in information that took place at the meeting or things around the client that you should know. Those two elements really allow you to be in sync and brain dump what happened in the notes and tasks, so that way you're not clogging up your brain and then banking on your memory to know what is next or where you left off. Because the reason why people leave businesses doing business with them is because of the perception that they have of the business. Does this business care about me? Do they take notes of what I talk about? Do they really know what they're doing? Are they really doing everything they say they're going to do? Why do I have to repeat myself with these people every time I talk to them? They never remember what we spoke last about. So are they really doing right by me? Right? That perception of indifference really makes a big difference on this, because if they feel that way, well, then by all means, they're going to follow their feeling and they're going to cancel with you. Because here's the reality. Your conversation AI gateway offer, your different core offer services you added on are only a piece of what their business needs. You, your note-taking, your relationship, cement that features because you're doing everything that makes them feel great about why they're doing business with you. And that's through notes, tasks, fulfilling the service, giving them recommendations, sharing strategy, holding them accountable, them seeing results, getting new business, getting new conversations, appointment books are packed, employees are happy, everyone's just feeling great. And it's because you have your whole system set up to keep in control and in tune with what's needed and what's happening. All of which, when you're a customer somewhere, most likely matters to you too. So this is a little bit of a shorter session today because we're at the tail end. We did all of our heavy lifting, day 1, 2, 3, and 4. And today, I just want to put more time back in your day because it's important that you take the action. We went over so much. You got to take action on each step in the order we went over it. So I want you to today, at some point, when you get this moving and grooving, get it all set up, log into your account, count how many contacts and conversations your AI marketing agency website has gotten so far. If it has none, start driving traffic, start putting yourself out on social media, go into Facebook groups, pass it out through text message, get people to demo your product. Then you need to start preparing mentally some notes around a retention strategy on what you need to do to engage your clients. How are you going to be different those first 2 weeks than some of these bigger companies or some of these smaller companies or just in general? And then I want you to think about which services that you really like within high level that you're going to gravitate to first. And I say that selfishly. I want you to really look at high level. I want you to go through the help.gohighlevel.com. I want you to set time aside to really study. If it's social media planner, become darn good at it. Know enough that you could do it with your eyes closed. Know where to get the answers. And then keep that in your pocket. If the next one is the mobile app, know how to navigate the mobile app. Feel comfortable. Do it from your phone. Do it from your phone. Know what features you could do in the mobile app, what you can't do. Because your customers are going to expect you, when they're talking to you, to know the answer without a gap of time. Hey, John, can I set up my conversation AI from the mobile app? It's not really designed for that. What it's designed for is to send out invoices, payments, manage your conversations, respond back through text and email, and a few other things. But I'll show you within our desktop or web version on how you can build everything out. And it's probably better you do it on a bigger screen anyway, because there's a lot of small nuances we have to work on, right? But if I said instead, I don't know, let me figure it out and go, I'll get right back to you by tomorrow at 2 p.m. You're going to be like, huh? How is that? Don't you know this? So you got to be sharp as an expensive chef knife, especially if you're going to go out and work with established businesses that really are looking to advance what they're doing now. And as you start to really do that, now you got the social media planner, you got the mobile app experience, maybe you go reputation management, because there's a big pain point with reputation out there these days. Businesses are closing down because reviews are just negative and hurting their business. So now you say, hey, look, I can help you with that. Here's how I can help you. Here's why it's important. And here's what I would do and will do and what you need to do and how to do it. And it's all because you can do it with your eyes closed. You know where to get help. You know the use case. You've seen the stories. You know some stories. You're sharing confidence. And they're saying, John, set me up. I trust you. And it's all about the digital handshake. You've been riding out with me these last 5 days because you trust me just a bit. And each day I've been earning more and more of your trust by my tonality, my experience, my show and tell, my stories, my engagement with you. You need to take that and apply it to your end user, whether it's a beta or a customer. Look, y'all, our time's coming to an end here, right? I have the privilege of doing this type of training with you all. We have the privilege at High Level to have you as our trial user to become a customer, or maybe you've been a customer of ours for months, years, or decades. Whatever the case may be, you're with us here and we appreciate it. We'll do everything we can as a business to always elevate and optimize and make things so great so you can serve them to your customers in a great experience. But I ask you, if you're going to participate in this challenge, you give it your all. Go ahead and get back to the university. Go ahead and get into the actual software, the Help.Go High Level Guide. Push the buttons, pull the levers. Get this out in the marketplace and share your story. If you get some customers from it, share it with pride, because there are many people that are doing it and sharing it and getting more, and there are others that are inspired by those stories and they're getting on the path to get theirs. So my friends, you've been amazing. Make sure you jump in the university portion of this training. There are a handful of collaterals that you can use in promoting, whether you want to do paid ads, you want to do Chamber of Commerce, speaking events, you want to do email scripts, outreach, you want to show the comparison of your software versus the others. All of it is in the membership course with the snapshot. The recordings are available in the Facebook group under the featured section. It's been an honor to rock with you. It's an amazing day. I hope you feel the same. And until next time, we hope to see you again. And oh, by the way, next week we have a jam-packed week with my partner, Paulson. You probably know a little bit about him by now, but Paulson has a great workshop lined up for you. We also have an amazing masterclass that's jumping out on Saturday live. So don't miss that. And we got some more summer education and goodies for you to level up. And if you haven't bought your ticket yet to the masterclass, today, this afternoon, we're going to have our mastermind reveal of our speakers. So we're going to be sharing today who our speakers are for the mastermind. Don't miss that. And lastly, if you haven't saved the date yet, throw it on the calendar. Our Level Up Conference in October is here before you know it. It's one not to miss. And as always, stay blessed, be well, and we'll see you on the next live. Take care.